Hey barbecue family, welcome back to the Backyard SmokeMaster barbecue channel. Today I'm taking a look at Royal Oak 100% hardwood pellets made from charcoal, and I want to see how they compare in terms of flavor and taste to cooking with the real thing. So I've also got a bag of Royal Oak briquettes. On the back of the bag, Royal Oak says, "Nothing delivers authentic barbecue flavor like Royal Oak 100% charcoal hardwood pellets. See and taste the difference." And here we can see some pictures on the bag. Royal Oak 100% charcoal pellets, so they're definitely darker. Blended charcoal pellets, ordinary wood pellets. And they've got some claims: water resistant, burns hotter, authentic barbecue flavor, 100% charcoal, no fillers, safe for use in all pellet grills. Now, I don't know why water resistant would be considered to be a benefit. Pellet grill manufacturers let you know that you should not use pellets that have moisture, that have become wet. So that's just a no-no. So I don't know, I don't get the water resistant claim, why that would be a benefit. And then here they also say that these charcoal pellets are basically good for cooking with everything: beef, pork, chicken, fish, veggies. We're gonna put these to the test. We'll do 2 whole chickens, 2 whole spatchcocked chickens today. Do one in my pellet smoker. The other will be with charcoal briquettes, and we'll do that in my Weber Summit Kamado. Unlike Royal Oak briquettes, these pellets are a little bit on the pricey side. Regular price at Ace Hardware for a 20-pound bag is $23.99, and the dark color definitely gives off the impression that these are going to put off a good smoke flavor. So we will see. We will put this to the test to see if hardwood pellets made from charcoal will give off a better smoke than what I'm used to from your typical pellets. And you can definitely see that they are definitely made from charcoal through and through. At least that's the appearance when I break one open. Both smokers are at about 275 degrees, so let's get the bird onto the pellet smoker. This is my Z Grill's Backyard Warrior. Let's get the bird over on the Weber Summit Kamado. Now, I've done some other videos on my channel where I've pitted the Summit Kamado up against some of my other charcoal-based smokers, like my Hunsaker drum smoker, the Kamado Joe, my Weber kettle. And in all of those competitions, when it came down to the smoke flavor, the Weber Summit Kamado always seemed to put out the least amount of smoke flavor, or the least detectable. Again, it's a highly versatile cooker, can handle anything you throw at it, can handle any cooking style, has a good amount of cooking capacity, a ton of advantages to cooking with the Weber Summit Kamado. But I think there's probably something about the construction and the way it's so easy to manage temperatures, maintain temperatures, go lower, go higher if you need to in a relatively short amount of time. Something about the airflow inside of it does not give off as much of a smoke flavor as some of those other charcoal cookers. Now, pellet smokers are universally just known, it's accepted, that they're not going to put out as much smoke as a charcoal-based cooker. So for that reason, to try to neutralize and hopefully make this a little bit more of a fair fight, that's why I chose the Weber Summit Kamado for this comparison. The Summit Kamado bird is at about 135 degrees, so let's just take a look. Coming along very nicely, it's got good color. And let's take a look at the pellet version. Pellet grill is rolling at about 130, so cooking a little bit slower. Let's see if I can give you a good look. Sorry about the lighting, but it also has good color. I would say even know the light isn't that great. I don't think that it's quite as dark as the Summit Kamado, but we'll get a better look once these birds are finished and I get them on the cutting board. The Summit Kamado version of the chicken is just about done. So just to finish it off, I'm gonna bump up the temperature a little bit. And I'm just gonna turn it over and try and crisp up that skin just a little bit more before I get it off of the grill. And we're gonna do the same thing over here on the pellet grill side. The birds are off of both smokers. They have rested. Now right here, we have chicken number one. I'm gonna call this one number one. And then over here, we'll call this one chicken number two. We did a comparison. We're looking at how the Royal Oak hardwood, 100% hardwood pellets made from charcoal compares to a chicken cooked with Royal Oak charcoal briquettes. Just trying to see both in terms of the appearance of the chicken as well as the flavor, including any smoke flavor. Now, mind you, I did not use any like wood chunks or anything like that. So the only smoke flavor that we're going to get off of both of these chickens is going to come strictly from the fuel source, from the briquettes or from the pellets. Right off the bat, you can see that number one, I think, is a little more, I guess, bronze in color, a little darker than number two. Let me cut into this. And just a whole lot of juice running over here, but there's a better look. This is what we got going on for chicken number one. Jeannine is behind the camera helping me out. And I'm going to, obviously I know which one is which. I love seeing if she can guess which is which. And we'll do that once we do a little bit of a taste test. So let me slice off a few pieces from number one. Okay, so this is number two. And can you guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys have an opinion? Do you think number one is the briquette version, or do you think it's the pellet version? So here's number two. Also very juicy as well. They both have great color, but there is definitely a difference in tone between the two. All right, the moment of truth. So we're gonna do our taste test. So now this is number one, this is number two. Okay, so I kind of see you going to town over here on number two, but let me get your thoughts. What did you think of number one? Well, what did you think of one and two? How would you compare them?
Well, I liked this one better. It was a little less smoky. I felt like there was a lot of smoke flavor with the one in front of you, but it was almost a little too overwhelming for me. I just found that this was more of an enjoyable taste. I really liked the skin. I could just really taste more of the chicken flavor versus the smoke flavor. So I just felt like that one had a little too much smoke for me.
And what did you think about the appearance?
Well, it's funny. I liked the appearance of that one. I thought it was just gorgeous. And I just thought, oh, that's really like a nice looking chicken. I did like the golden color of this one, but I just thought, well, that one just looked really tasty.
Okay, so overall,
yeah,
you like number two better.
I do, very much so.
Interesting. Okay, so for me, I definitely liked the appearance of number one better.
Yeah.
So I guess visually, you kind of eat with your eyes.
It's beautiful, just beautiful.
And I think right from there, that kind of influenced, how I was feeling about the taste. I mean, I agree with you. I think number one is smokier than number two.
For sure.
I actually thought number two was juicier
It's delicious.
than number one.
I would agree. It's very moist.
I like them both. I don't know that I felt like this was too smoky. So Jeannine thinks that number one is too smoky.
I do.
I don't feel that way. I'd probably go with number one because I think it just gives me some of everything. It gives me the visual, the smokiness. I think they're both great tasting, chickens. Which one do you think is the pellet version, and which one do you think is the briquette version?
I think this is pellet, and I think that's briquette.
Okay, and you're correct. You're correct, yes. So number two over here is the pellet version. Number one is the briquette version. What I found super interesting though, because we've done some previous tests where we've pitted the Weber Smoky, not the Weber Smoky Mountain, where we've pitted the Weber Summit Kamado against other cookers. And in all of those tests, like when we compared it to the Kamado Joe, we compared it to the drum smoker, compared it to the Weber kettle, and we always found that the Summit Kamado was less smoky than everything that we put it up against. But here we put it up against the pellet smoker with the pellets made from charcoal. And now you're saying, because this was done on the Weber Summit Kamado, now you're saying that this is too smoky.
It really is. It's quite smoky. It's very
But you didn't feel that way. You didn't when we were comparing it to those other cookers.
No.
And then you actually preferred the other cookers as well.
Probably. I don't remember all those times, but I'm pretty certain.
I'm coming with all the receipts.
No.
So, okay, very interesting, very interesting. Okay, but overall, you like the pellet version.
I do.
Okay, everyone has their own
Absolutely.
preference. So I think ultimately what you can take away from this is that the Royal Oak pellets made from charcoal is a pretty good alternative, a good alternative to do on a pellet smoker.
It's a nice flavor.
I've become a big fan of the smoky pecan pellets because we probably need to do a taste test where we compare the Royal Oak charcoal pellets against smoky pecan pellets to see how those measure out. If you guys are looking for a new alternative for your pellet smokers, I think this is a viable option. We both agreed that we got more smoke flavor
for sure.
from the actual briquettes.
Right.
But for Jeannine, this was a good balance. It was enough for the chicken.
It's interesting. It did not bring the darker complected skin, which I think also was very appealing, but it was nice golden and I liked it.
And this also might be worth doing a comparison with a different meat as well. Yeah. I chose chicken because it's easy to have it absorb some smoke flavor.
Right.
Might need to maybe try this with beef and see how that measures out.
Yeah, I could see some beef ribs.
All right. All right, guys. Well, let me know in the comments, have you tried the Royal Oak charcoal pellets? And if so, what's your take? How do you think it compares to cooking with traditional briquettes? Would love to know your thoughts on that. If you haven't checked out our podcast, please do so. We cover different topics every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're interested in becoming part of a barbecue online community that's a lot like the Facebook experience, but is away from Facebook, so it's strictly barbecue, check out the Backyard SmokeMaster Society. Just go to backyardsmokemaster.com/society to get more information. Thanks for tuning in. This is Kenyatta Robinson Get out there, enjoy your grills and smokers, cook something this weekend, and we will see you soon.